Wildfires could be to blame for all the dead birds being found up in Colorado's high country. It is part of a massive avian die-off sweeping across the western states. CBS 4's Mountain Newsroom reporter Jamie Leary has been looking into this very disturbing trend, and Jamie, really is just very, very sad news.
It is, and we spoke with many experts today who say fire season began when peak migratory season for our songbirds was happening. This, combined with the early season snow, made for a worst case scenario for those songbirds. While the deaths are concerning, it's thanks to avid bird watchers submitting data that scientists are beginning to learn more about the cause. You can see that one's kind of coming out and grabbing insects in the air. Kim Langmaid has been watching birds her entire life.
And I've always kept close notes.
She's noticed the activity around Gore Creek in Vail, anything but normal.
Well, the strangest thing was during our last snowfall, hundreds of warblers arrived right here on Gore Creek and were ravenous looking for insects.
Experts believe the cold came too suddenly for migratory songbirds. Another factor, smoke.
I figured the combination of those two things must have been a huge stress on the birds.
Kim is a professor of sustainability at Colorado Mountain College, and she's heard from her students too.
They've seen tens and tens of dead birds right after that snowstorm.
Wildlife officials have taken dozens of recent reports across the state, but it's an issue across the West. In New Mexico, there have been hundreds of deaths in the last month.
Scientifically, it tells us a lot about our natural environment. It tells us about the quality of the air. It tells us about the quality of the habitat and the insects that the birds forage for.
Colorado wildlife veterinarians are beginning to study the carcasses and say most have died from malnourishment and exposure. Experts will use this information to find out how the sudden cold and forest fires are playing a role.
Now, huge forest fires are going to be challenging, but we can certainly work on maintaining the landscapes that provide safe refuge for these birds as they're migrating.
And while it'll take some time, biologists believe the bird population will bounce back thanks to protections put in place for migratory species. Live in Frisco, Jamie Leary, CBS 4 Mountain Newsroom.
All right, Jamie, thank you. Now